welcome to our new video. Today, listeners, I'm very excited to be able to answer what many of you have been asking me to talk about. And today, it is a very immensely popular subject in our health care field called fasting. And whenever I interact with people about this subject, fasting, many people are scared about it. And yet, it is simply going without food for some time. And we have been doing it over and over again. For example, if you have your dinner at 6 o'clock in the evening and you stay around about, and then you go to bed by 10 and you wake up in the morning and have your breakfast at 8 o'clock, you have been fasting for over 10 hours. And what is important, fasting is not about eating programs. It is about a pattern of eating. And we're not talking about this informal fasting. We're now talking about a modern fasting movement. There's a movement about fasting where people are discovering the benefits of fasting. And I want to talk to you about it today. But before I go further, let me introduce myself to you, especially to those who are new to our video series. My name is Dr. Mpora. I'm a medical doctor from Enlympo Health Services. Yeah, so listeners, what we are talking about is what in the modern times is known as intermittent fasting. And this is any of the various meal timing schedules that cycle between periods of non-eating or fasting and periods of eating in a day. And there are a number of methods of intermittent fasting. And here I'm going to outline only 3 of them. And when you need more practical information about them, you can find it on our website blogs, www.enlympo.com. And the first one is known as alternate day fasting. And here you fast for 1 day in 24 hours, and then the next day you eat, and you can do that again and again, time in and out. The second one is called periodic fasting, where you have fasting cycles of about 3 or more days and in a week, and you can repeat it in a week or weeks or months as you wish. And the third one, which is very popular these days, is called daily time restricted eating. And here you restrict the period of time in a day when you can eat, and the rest you can fast. And say, for example, you have 4 to 8 hours in period eating window in which you can eat food. Let's say you have eaten a breakfast in the morning, then by evening at say 4 or 5 you eat your dinner, then you fast the rest of the night. It is called daily time restricted eating. And each of these versions can either be 1 day, one meal a day, or 2 meals a day, or 3 meals a day, as you wish. Listeners, these days, intermittent fasting has become so immensely popular because of its various health benefits that have been noticed by people who practice it. And today I want to outline such 10 such health benefits. And if you want more details about them, again, you can access them on our website blog that we have outlined up there. So the first benefit is that fasting helps us to overcome our food addiction. These days, people think we must eat and eat and eat, and as a result, we get food overload, which results into overweight and other health problems like chronic diseases. The second benefit is that we have termed metabolic flexibility and weight loss. This means that when we are eating, because of presence of high levels of insulin, we are able to store excess food in terms of other forms of energy like fat, like glycogen. And when we stop eating, like in fasting, insulin comes down, then we can access these forms of stored energies and burn them, like burning fat in terms of ketones. This can help us lose weight And I want to advise here that if you want to go on a weight loss program, if you want to succeed very fast, you should incorporate intermittent fasting in the program. Over time, environmental assaults and even the food that we put in our bodies and the age cause us some of our cells to die, and some of the parts of the cells to become redundant and dysfunctional, including our mitochondria. And if these were to be allowed to accumulate, they could cause us a lot of age-related problems. But the body has got a housekeeping program called autophagy, in simple terms called self-eating, where it rids itself of this debris. And this is very efficient during fasting. After fasting, when we start eating again, the cells that have donated these parts are supplied with new parts from our bone marrow stem cells so that they can renew themselves. This is the way how we renew our bodies, our cells over and over again. And therefore, autophagy gives us a number of benefits. One of them is recycling our protein, renewing our cells, and if those debris had also been allowed to accumulate, they could have caused us inflammation, which inflammation would have contributed to a number of chronic diseases. Yeah, the first benefit of fasting is called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is a nerve growth factor in the brain, which declines as we age, but is important for a number of functions in the brain, like growing new cells and in nerve transmissions. It is very essential for learning and memory. And this factor is enhanced during fasting so that we have new brain cells and our brains become smarter and brighter. And it also helps us to downregulate development of brain degenerative diseases. But in many countries, or in many advanced countries, this factor is used as a treatment, but it's very, very expensive. But now see here in fasting, we get it freely and cheaply. Yes, our fifth benefit of fasting is that during fasting we enhance levels of growth hormone. And growth hormone in our bodies will cause us to build new muscles and make us look younger. Just like a brain-derived neurotrophic factor, nowadays growth hormone is being used as a treatment in many countries, but it's very expensive, but we can get it cheaply through fasting. Another benefit, which number 6 benefit of fasting, is that we upregulate our insulin sensitivity during fasting, which means we have brought down our insulin resistance, which, as we know already, is at the root of many chronic diseases. The 7th benefit is that during fasting, we get stem cell rejuvenation. As we age, we get what we call stem cell exhaustion, which means some of the stem cells that are used, we are not able to replace them. And once we have fewer stem cells around, then our rate of aging is enhanced. But during fasting, stem cell rejuvenation is enhanced so that we can now slow down the rate of our aging. And as you know, again, nowadays we have stem cell treatment, which is expensive and is riddled with a lot of failure. But when we get it naturally through fasting, it is efficient and cheaper. Yeah, the 9th health benefit of fasting is that it improves our gut health. Autoimmune diseases of the gut, such as irritable bowel syndrome, are known to improve during fasting, especially extended fasting. The 9th health benefit of fasting is that it improves or enhances cancer therapy, cancer treatment. If fasting is incorporated in chemotherapy or cancer treatment, the results are more favorable. And the 10th one, or the last one, but not the least, is that if you go through a program of fasting, we come out with enhanced overall body fitness. So listeners, here you have had a glance about the health benefits of fasting. If you want more details, especially practical details about it, you can access them through our social media handles like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok, or contact us on our WhatsApp number, or call us on our numbers that are displayed here below. Let us meet in our next video.